Jai Hind everyone, welcome again to the Patriotic IAS. Let's start our daily news analysis session and it will based on the today's news. So we have the few of the specific area where we will discuss with the relevance of the UPSC and state PCS. So let's see what are the area that we are going to start. We have 7 areas. We will start with the Munich conference where our external affair minister that is participating, so he has given a lot of views, so we will start with that. So GS paper 2 IR perspective, and this will be important for the mains. Then we will study this Gyanpeeth award that is given. So yes, it is with respect to the GS paper 1 art and culture, as well as it is very important for the state pieces, UP pieces that is about to come. So state pieces as well as the both for the prelims. Okay. After that we will start with this Raisina Dialogue. There is the participation. It is about to start. So basic things that we will try to know. So important with the prelims. Then we will study, yes, this is the continuation of this. We will study here in the detailed manner. Same Gyanpeeth award was here given. Okay. After that there is the frequently asked question. There is the explanation on the anti-satellite weapon. So it will be for the science and technology GS paper 3 mains perspective. Then we will study rheumatoid arthritis. This is with respect to again basic science GS paper 3 as well, prelims and mains perspective. After that we will conclude with the high risk into the pregnancies. So it will be for the GS paper 2 vulnerable section such as the women. So this will be all about for the today's discussion. Let's start with the front page. The front page that start with this Munich security conference that is going on into the Germany. So you should know Munich is in the Germany. Okay. So here the discussion, our external affairs minister has given many points. One of the most important point that our stand on the Hamas and Israel war, we want a peaceful solution. Here we have asked Israel that, yes, please be very careful because the casualty is very high. Be mindful of the civilian casualty. And here India has openly proposed the two-state solution. So India's view on the Hamas, Palestine, Israel is that we support for the two-state solution. So please don't confuse that we are the friend of the Israel. We are very close to the Israel. We are not going for the such type of solution because Israel opposed two-state solution. Okay, after that here it has given the casualty. 28,000 people have been died and most of them are those children and women, and beside that there is the 22.2 million, that is equal to 22 lakh of the people have been displaced. This is the condition. Okay, so here in the this paragraph here, a half part of this has given back the given with respect to the India stand with respect to the US bloc and the USSR Russia bloc. Previously it was the USSR, now it is the Russia and China that axis. On that we have given that yes, we go for the multiple choice mindset. We didn't go for the single choice that yes, we are opting for the US, we will be against the Russia. No. Here it is very important line he has given that we are non-West but not the anti-West. This line is very important. You can use everywhere. In the mains, whenever you are going to write or stand with respect to different thing, like now we are going to discuss the relevance of the non-alignment motion, mission, so movement. So now here we can give that yes, we are the non-West, but we are the not anti-West. We want positive engagement with the West as well as the West. And here it has given that India play very important role as it play like the connecting bond between this West and also with the Brazilian this BRICS country where the Brazil, China, India, South Africa and Russia are the member. Okay, so please remember all this thing. These are very important with respect to the our foreign policy with the West as well as the rest. Okay. Next important thing, you should go with this Gyanpeeth award. This has been further given in the next page. We will go there. There is the very sad info on this news from the Tamil Nadu. 10 dead into the blast. This fire work factory again, and we have seen that it is in the Virudhunagar district of the Tamil Nadu. Please remember that. And yes, there is the casualty. Okay. So here it has given already compensation has been provided. There is demand for the more compensation. The next news is with respect to the protest rock Wayanad after the third elephant attack, the death. So here we are continuously seeing that conflict between the animal and the human, and yes, there is need for the change into the this wildlife protection act. So they want change in that, and yes, the state government has taken a meeting what we can do. You should know that where this Wayanad is situated, it is in the Kerala. Let's see in the map so that we could have a clarity. Okay, so here where is the Wayanad? This is the Kozhikode, and this map is of the Kerala. Let me show you. Okay, so this is the Kerala. Okay, Wayanad is here, and what are the important location nearby it? It is the Bandipur National Park. Beside that, here it is located the other national park. Let me show you this Nagar Hole Tiger Reserve. So here is the Wayanad. See how much it is circled by the this forest area. Mudumullai Tiger Reserve, Bandipur National Park. Please remember that this is on the border area of the Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Here the Tamil Nadu starts, and here it is the Kerala, and here it is the tri-junction where the Karnataka meets with the Tamil Nadu and the Kerala. Very important location here. Okay, Nagar Hole Tiger Reserve here. Brahmagiri Wildlife Sanctuary. Beside that, in the downside, there is also the Silent Valley. That is very important. That is considered as a very pristine. This here, this is the Silent Valley. So please remember all this thing. It will be helpful you into the prelims examination. Next important news with respect to this Raisina Dialogue. This is under the Indian leadership, and who organize it? This is organized by the Observer Research Foundation in the collaboration with the External Affairs Ministry. So please remember that is important, and it is about to be conducted between 21st February to 23rd February. Okay, so we see that a lot of dignitaries across the world, they are going to attend many external affairs ministries of the countries, and it is going to overlap with this G20 Foreign Ministers Summit of the Brazil as well. So please be, you should keep in the mind that who is now have the presidency of the G20. It is the Brazil. Before that it was in the India, and before that it was in the Indonesia. So please remember. Next important news that we will take is this INSAT meteorological satellite that is successfully injected into the orbit. So which orbit? Here it has given that it is into the geostationary orbit. What is the geostationary orbit? It is at the equator, and the rotation time period is the same as the Earth rotation period, 24 hours. So whenever a person is standing on the Earth and seeing this satellite, they will see that it is like the stationary, not the moving. Okay, like we see the moon, and yes, or the sun, there is the movement, but yes, this satellite will look like the, yes, it is exactly at the same position at every time, because the time period is matched. So it is done for the meteorological observation. Okay, so where it will be used? It will be used into the meteorological observation, monitoring of the land and ocean surface for the weather forecasting, that yes, what is the condition of the pressure, temperature, the moisture. So it will be help in the this weather forecasting. We forecast, no, there is the high amount of rain we forecast. So all this will be happen by the this satellite, and already we have the two previous satellites that is being used, that is the SAT 3D and INSAT 3DR. So this is very important for the prelims. You should remember that yes, we have already meteorological observation satellite, that is the SAT 3D and INSAT 3DR. Okay, other use of this is like the, it will carry out the oceanic observation. Okay, it will its environment and its various spectral channel of the meteorological importance. Beside that, it will provide the vertical profile of the various meteorological profile in the atmosphere as well, vertical. Okay, so layer by layer there will be the information, and it will also provide the data with respect to the this risk service source and the risk service, because whenever there the person is in the sea and he can send the information to the satellite, and satellite will give the location to the person who has there for the risk operation. For example, fisherman in this ocean, and they feel that there is the storm and they are not able to save themselves, so they will send the message by this use of this satellite. And yes, a risk personality like the coast guard and other security personality, they will go and risk them. Okay, so this is the thing that will be useful. Beside that, you should know that this GSLV was not successful at its initial stage, because we took it from the Russia, and Russia in the between he denied us to further go and give the technology or the train us, and that's why we develop by ourselves. That's why it is at the initial stage. Due to its continuous repeated failure, it is known as the naughty boy. But now our consistent success of this GSLV, now it is known as the disciplined boy. So this is the GSLV, that its benefit over the PSLV is that it is more capable. The weight capacity of it is very high. It is near about 4 tons and more than above the 4 ton. So please remember all this information for your prelims as well as for the mains. Next relevant news, you should know the Vayu Shakti exercise is going on, and it is being done by the Indian Air Force. So this is important for the prelims perspective as well as for the internal security perspective. Okay, so during the display, approximately 50 tons of the ordnance was dropped into the short span of 2 hours over the area of the 2 square kilometer. And this is the Pokhran area. This is into the Rajasthan Jaisalmer area. So please remember that Pokhran range, and it is in the Jaisalmer district of the Rajasthan. Next important news that is relevant and very important, this Gyanpith Award. This is for the okay, so this is given to the Guljar, the famous script writer, director. He has done a lot of things in the lot of area, and he is a very unique poet, and he is known for his unique poem. This is known as the Triveni. Please remember that Triveni is associated by the with the Guljar, and he is it means the 3 lines. Okay, 3 mukta, non-muktafa, and it is in the 3 lines. So this is 58th Gyanpith Award, and it is considered as the highest literary honor. Okay. Beside that, you should also remember the second person, this Jagat Guru Rambhadracharya, and he is given for his writing in the different religious area. What was the religious area? It is in the area of Sanskrit language. Okay, Sanskrit language, and it is okay. Second thing, you should remember that this Jagat Guru Rambhadracharya, he is the founder and head of the Tulsi Peeth into the Chitrakoot, Madhya Pradesh. And yes, here it is given that Hindu spiritual leader and educator and writer are more than 240 books and texts in the religious area. Beside that, you should remember that what this award consists. It has the component of 11 lakh rupees that is given, and a statue of Vagdevi that is given, and a citation. Okay. It was started and established in the 1944. It is pre-independence era. Okay. And in the Urdu, this is the second award, and in the Sanskrit, this is the fifth award into the Urdu and second in the Sanskrit. Please remember this. Beside that, you should remember that Guljar is already given Satya Sahitya Academy Award in the Urdu in 2002. Dada Saheb Phalke Award. This is considered as one of the highest award for the serving the film industry. And Padam Bhushan Award. Okay, Padam Bhushan Award. Padam Vibhushan Award is already given to the Rambhadracharya as well. Okay, so please remember all these things. This is very important for the prelims with respect to the state pieces as well as the UPSC. Batting for the Kashmir below, you should know that this is a type of the tree, and this is very useful to make this cricket bats, and due to its dense nature and its toughness, so this is a very famous across the world. Okay, this is given a scenic beauty of Kashmir Gulmarg, and due to the drier season and lack of snowfall, this has impacted the tourism in the Gulmarg. Okay, so it is given that it is due to the different geographical phenomena such as the El Nino effect and climate impact. That's the snow flow is fluctuating continuously, and dry spells a disappointed tourist hoping for the snow wonderland. Okay, so this is all about, you can give example of this climate change and its impact of this as well. Next important news is with respect to anti-satellite weapon. So let's see that what is this anti-satellite weapon. This is a weapon that is to destroy satellite into the orbit. For example, if this is the earth. Let me explain this with this picture. If this is the earth and there are a lot of satellite, they are revolving around the earth and providing different services like our telecommunication services, observation services, risk operation services. A lot of these are moving. Okay, so this is the weapon that is specialized in the destruction of the satellites. So whenever there will be the war, we can destroy the enemy's country's satellite, because the satellite has become very important into the day-to-day life. Most of the thing in the our life that is based on this, and by doing that we can harm the enemy country. So that's why this is known as the anti-satellite weapons. Okay, so they are capable of the destroying these satellites of the enemy country or any country, but yes, this will be used for the enemy country. So this news is in the context of that Russia is developing something like that, that is going to install the nuclear weapon into the space. Okay, nuclear weapon can be also installed, and whenever there is the needed, we can attack in a very quick manner. It will be very quick, it will be very surprised, there will be the no defense, because whenever you go from the earth to earth attack, there will be the prediction that yes, bomb is coming, but whenever it is coming from the space, it will be very difficult to create the defense. Okay, that's why this is very lethal. So you should know this is the anti-satellite weapons, and second thing is the nuclear installation into the space. Both are prohibited from the, what is the law? That is the Outer Space Treaty. This is the treaty at the international level, multilateral agreement that prohibits the placement of the weapon of the mass destruction into the earth orbit. So please remember this Outer Space Treaty. The second thing, what is this anti-satellite weapon, you should also know. And what is the nuclear weapon? So this weapon could be, here the weapon could be anything. But when it's come to the very specific to the nuclear weapon, what is nuclear weapon? That involve the fission or the fusion reaction. What is the fission? Fission means whenever there is the breakdown of the particle, there is the release of the energy. We use that energy, and the particle that is in the billions, and yes, billion of the billion. So there will be the huge energy when the particle breaks up. Whenever there is the fusion of this particle, then also there is the release of the lot of energy. Okay, so both could be used into the destruction. Fusion is more harmful because the continuity of the release of energy is the very high and very regular. Okay, so I think this basics are clear. And the context of this is, there is the information to the US security, that intelligence, that yes, Russia is doing something, and yes, by that they are going to violate this OST. You should know that this OST, this is the Outer Space Treaty. This against the nuclear weapon, but it is not against the nuclear powered satellite. The satellite that is revolving for the civilian use, the power that is used to sustain this revolution could be nuclear power. But nuclear power, on the name of nuclear power, they can install the nuclear weapons as well, and there is always this secrecy in these two countries. We see this is the trace of this from the Cold War itself. Okay, and this nuclear weapon and this testing was very much on the high level during the 1960 when this Cold War on its peak, and we already have seen that this star prime of the US that detonated this thermonuclear bomb into the space. Okay, and later it is the Thor rocket that was launched the warhead to point west of the Hawaii. Okay, so all these had given the impact of this nuclear weapon into the space. We saw whenever there is the explosion of this nuclear weapon in the space, there is the impact of the electromagnetic pulses. Okay, so it has the high immersion of the ions, and these ions can impact the satellite system that is revolving, and also it has the impact thousands of kilometers on the earth as well. We have seen that there has been the impact of this charged particle and radiation emitted by this blast become so much intense that its impact the brightening of aurora. We know that aurora in the northern and the southern pole, and this is due to the interaction of the earth magnetic field with the sun spot and different such radiations. Okay, so already here it is given the data with respect to the test in the nuclear weapon into the this space. Okay, so this is all about, you should know one more thing about this Kessler effect. This Kessler effect say that if in the this there are lot of satellites that is revolving around this earth, so you know that it is like the think that this is the road, and there are a lot of vehicle that is going on. Okay, so as we know that in the satellite, whenever they become the non-functional, still they revolve, and they are known as the debris. Okay, debris, space debris. So many of the, if think that in the road there are the many vehicles that is moving, and they are not in the use, so number of this vehicle keep increasing. What will happen if there is the collision between these two vehicles? So if by this collision there will be the lot of other part that will it will break in lot of part, and there is the chances of this vehicle will also collide, and this will have the lot of parts, so this will collide, and there will be the situation that all this satellite, this vehicle system on the road will collapse. If the satellite, this debris in this path orbiter will keep increasing, there will be a day that if this collision happens, there is the possibility of the collapse of all the satellite, and this is known as the Kessler effect. Please remember that, it is very important for the prelims. Okay, we'll see this new article. This is on the rheumatoid arthritis, so we will know that the basics about that. This article is based on the recent study that is going on, so just we need to know basics. This is a chronic disease, means this persists for a long term, and the treatment is for the long term, such as the diabetes. Okay, this is the autoimmune condition. Autoimmune condition means you have generally a body have immune system that whenever the pathogen or the virus, bacteria, anything comes from the outside, it resists, it's fight, it's try to repel and kill this outside pathogen, so it's protect us from the any disease. So but in the autoimmune system, the immune system that is to fight outside this enemy and pathogen, it start the healthy cells, it start killing and fighting with the healthy cell. This is like the civil war. Okay, whenever civil war, internally people are fighting, and generally what happens, so autoimmune system is like the civil war, people fighting with each other into the nation, in their village. Okay, so yes, and this is mostly this rheumatoid arthritis mostly affect the joints. Okay, so this is very important. Scientists have not yet understood this how this triggered this autoimmune condition. Okay, And here we should know that what are the conditions this create the experience of the pain, swelling in the joints and loss of function and the mobility as a result of stiffness. Okay, so this is the all about, and you should know that there is the treatment that is long-term treatment is here, and if you will start at the early stage, then it is more beneficial. This is all about. Next important news, this is given with respect to the electoral bond. Already we have covered this electoral bond in a very detailed manner. Here it has given that what are the article and the laws that was amended. So it is given that here the income tax act that was amended, this representation of people act, it was amended, then company act also amended to bring this scheme of the electoral bond. Beside that, here it is given that it was very much interesting argument from the government that they claim that by this the right to know, they claim that the government claim that the citizen did not have the general right to know the funding of political parties, because right to know was not general in the nature, but one evolved by the court for the specific purpose for enabling the voters' choice, electing clean candidates. So it was the logic given by the government, but it was being rejected by the court, and court said that yes, there is always the proportionality test that whether the a breaching of the voters' right to know through the donors anonymity was achieved through the least restrictive means whenever you are going to restrict some fundamental rights or any right of the people, it should be in the minimum way, means your harm for the fundamental rights should be minimum, and if there is no other way, then only you can bring that method. But already the court said that already you have lot of alternatives such as the funding through the electronic transfer. Already we could have got the data, there could have the cove of this black money, donation to the an electoral trust was available. So this your proposal that this electoral bond is only option for the bringing the black money and the curbing black money, this is not that much logical, so rejected. Okay. Next important news, already we know that this Indonesian leader that is going to be president of Indonesia. So this is all about. Okay, anything else that is important? Yes, this is important. Recent data is given with respect to the high risk into the pregnancy, and what are the reason for that? What are the region that is mostly impacted the highest? It is into the Meghalaya, then Manipur, Mizoram, and also in the Telangana. So this is odd one, Telangana in the southern area, but southern region mostly they are developed. Such thing is not occurring that much, and you should know this lowest into the Sikkim, Odisha, and Chhattisgarh. So odd one is here the Odisha and Chhattisgarh, because they are not that much developed state. They are mostly a tribal area, but yes, the situation is good due to the government good scheme by the government. Okay. So here it is given that pregnant women from the vulnerable population such as the poor and uneducated, they have the high risk factor as compared to the educated. Okay. So please remember that yes, education help the in the other area and it's empower women. One of the example here it is given with the proof. Okay. What are the other reason for this high factor? This is the short birth spacing. What is the short birth spacing? Means if the childbirth take place, first child take place today, and just after the 2 years, there is the other baby that is conceived or the birth is taken place. So this gap between the birth of two child for a woman, if lesser, the risk is high. So that's why it is said that there should be the gap at least for the 4 years, 5 years. Then the child will be healthy and the risk will be low. Adverse birth outcomes such as the miscarriage, abortion, or the stillbirth, this also risk the life of create the threat to the life of the women. And yes. Women whose most recent delivery was a cesarean section. This is not natural, and this is the cesarean. And in the common language, it is known as the by the operation. So this is also a very high risky. And yes, beside that, if the number of the child is higher, like the more than 5, then it is also causing the a high rate of the risk to the women. So we don't have the other relevant news mostly. Yes. So yes, here we have covered most of the relevant news for the UPSC. Here we will conclude our session. Thank you for joining the session. All the best. Jai Hind.